Korean vet, Army, 11th Combat Engineers, and I support Bernie Sanders.
I'm Duncan Schweitzer. I was an Army medic in 1966 and 67, and I support Bernie Sanders.
Hi, I'm Bill Potvin from Willimantic, Connecticut, and I served in the Army in 70, 71. In Vietnam, I did one tour of duty. I finished as a demolition specialist, and I support Bernie Sanders because he's fair to veterans.
Hi, I'm Peter Baker. I served from 69 to 72 in Germany in a missile battalion, and I support the veterans for everything, fairness, everything.
Ben Lathrop, former mayor of the city of Norwich. I'm here to support Bernie, but I'm a Vietnam veteran in the United States Air Force, 66 to 70.
Hi, I'm Ryan Hanowitz. I'm a two-tour Iraq War veteran in 2003 and 2005. I was a medic in the 2nd Battalion, 7th Infantry Regiment. I would also like to introduce Dr. Hong. Major Hong served proudly with the 142nd Medical Company of the Ct.National Guard, where he served as a commander in Desert Storm and has served as the VFW National Surgeon General. Thank you to introduce Dr. Hong.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ben Huang, and I was the Major of the U.S. Army and past member of the Connecticut Army National Guard. I served during Operation Desert Storm in Iraq and Kuwait, and I'm also the past National Surgeon General for the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Today, we stand here in support of Bernie Sanders for President of the United States. Bernie Sanders has stood with veterans when we were on the battlefields, and more importantly, when we came home. As soldiers, as veterans, we proudly served our country. We took the oath to defend our Constitution, and we believe in protecting our democracy. The present climate of big corporations dictating our politicians and controlling our government's domestic and foreign policy has to stop. We shall never allow our military to be deployed again on the advice of our politicians, who at the same time are working for big private corporations. We shall never allow the military-industrial complex to influence our government in sustaining a war with no strategy of ending it. We shall never allow our servicemen and women to be deployed without a clear mission. And once deployed, we should use our full force defending them. No one should be left behind. We shall never allow another Benghazi event where we left our soldiers and ambassador to die, and Hillary Clinton watching the firefight unfold in real time and yet did nothing. Not only did she not do anything, she refused to allow our military reinforcement to be deployed and to defend and save our soldiers and ambassador. Then came the worst part of covering her failure, and that is to blame this event on American citizens. We should never allow our servicemen and women to be deployed repeatedly and not give support to their families at home. We shall never leave our soldiers alone once they come back home and wait for them to come to the VA because they are suffering from PTSD. By that time, it is too late. Ex-soldiers and veterans are dying by suicide at an alarming rate today. The number of deaths by suicide exceeds the total number of KIAs in Iraq and Afghanistan combined. What's wrong with this picture? Why is this not a priority of our Department of Defense, our VA, our State Department, and the President of the United States? Is it because the answer to this question is that if a person wants to kill himself, there is nothing you can do to prevent it. No, this is not acceptable, and you should not accept it. For something that we don't know much about, it's always the "not my job" answer. We should demand from the VA and the National Institute of Health to make this a priority study, and that we want some answers now. Our president-elected officials, and therefore our government, are heavily influenced by big corporations whose only goal is more profit. That is not what I intended when I signed up or joined the military. Our politicians nowadays, as someone said, should be wearing patches of company logos on their jackets like those NASCAR drivers, so we can see some transparency on who they are representing in Congress. Take, for example, the TTP, or Trans-Pacific Partnership. We do not know much about this, but some people in our government do. This agreement is a blueprint on making big corporations supersedes our laws, our legal system, our environmental concerns, and every aspect of our daily lives. Think about the high cost of medications, the toxic waste in our water system, food that we eat, chemicals that are allowed to be used. There is a major erosion of our democratic ideals, and huge amount of money from big corporations are going into the campaign funds of politicians who are eager to be bought. This money is polluting our so-called representative government, as we are no longer represented by our elected officials. We are losing the battle. I am endorsing Bernie Sanders for the Democratic nomination, and I encourage all veterans to stand with me. Right now, we can fight this revolution with a ballot, not a bullet. We need a political revolution, and Bernie Sanders is proving that he is ready to take on the establishment and fight for we the people. This is very important for those of us with a true sense of duty. As veterans, we will not trade democracy for corporate rule. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to second what Dr. Hong had just said. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Walter. We have a number of people that are here watching this. If I could have at least a couple of you come on up and tell us why you were here to support Dr. Hong and the veterans.
My name is Deborah Cohen. I'm from Weathersfield. I'm here to support Dr. Hong and the veterans because they stand for everything that I am campaigning for Bernie Sanders about. These men and women serve this country and have basically been abandoned in many ways. They deserve more from our government. Bernie Sanders is the only candidate who's going to follow through on making those services available. I absolutely commend what happened here this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. We have another, I see a gentleman out there watching. If I could ask you, sir, could you come up, please?
Ryan,
You've got a great shirt on. You've got a great shirt on here. And could you tell us why you came up to support Dr. Hong and the veterans?
Well, I'm a big fan of Dr. Hong's. Professionally and personally, his integrity is beyond reproach, and he reflects the true spirit of Bernie Sanders, who puts his integrity before any political motive. So I'm here to support him and to pay tribute to Dr. Hong and these other people, veterans who serve to protect our country.
Thank you very much. I'm going to call our youngest veteran that came up to stand with Major Hong. I'd like to have him come back up and maybe say a few words. And this was...
So I'm Ryan Henowitz.
Go ahead, Ryan. I'm going to give you the mic.
Okay. So I'm Ryan Henowitz. Iraq War veteran, medic with the 2nd Battalion, 7th Infantry Regiment, and I came here today to support Dr. Hong and to support Bernie Sanders for president, because a lot of the problems with the military-industrial complex and what's going on today with America stems from a multifaceted issue with the problem of college affordability, the ability to have a middle-class lifestyle. And I think that Bernie Sanders is trying to address this by having free college tuition, by fighting for the working class, fighting for a higher minimum wage, will affect a lot of what's going on. I know that my fellow brothers and sisters in the military served for a multitude of reasons. I just know firsthand that there was some of them that couldn't find jobs back at home that would support their family, and that's why they chose to join up. And that's a difficult scenario in today's day and age. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We do have another veteran that came a little bit late. He was and a very young, one of our very youngest Bernie supporters, I think. Go ahead and please introduce yourself and tell us why you came up.
All right. Yeah, I'm Aaron Prisbeck, born and raised in Connecticut. Joined the military after high school, trying to have a change in the political, system. We have a lot of people that aren't getting the voice that they want. And, Bernie's the only one that's consistently standing up for people. I have a lot of brothers and sisters in arms that, we all know it. They're not getting the care they need. And, someone's got to, stand up and say that, The time for lip service is over, That's why I'm here, Support them.
Thank you so much, Aaron. What town do you live in?
Southington.
In Southington, okay. So we've had people from Stonington to Southington come up to stand with Dr. Hong to do this, and I want to thank all of you. Where's Dr. Hong? Ben, come on over. He's got just one more. Come on. Thank you very much. I think that we all want to just say thank you to you. And just to encourage all of you, the primaries are extremely important. This is the one time your vote counts more than the November election. Get out, vote for Bernie Sanders in the primary.
And this is it, folks. Nobody is going to be coming with Bernie Sanders' intents and background. And I think his real reason for running and his real concern for the direction of this country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we started so late, Aaron. I wasn't sure.